Guten Tag und herzlich willkommen auf meinem YouTube-Kanal German Made Easy from Scratch. Ich heiße Louise und ich unterrichte seit über 40 Jahren Deutsch. Mein Ziel für heute ist, die Personalpronomen durchzuführen. Sie sind sehr, sehr wichtig und auch für die Leute oder für die Studenten und die Schüler, die bald Prüfungen ablegen müssen. So, die Personalpronomen, ja, die sind ja wirklich sehr, sehr wichtig. Auf die Plätze, fertig, los. Aber bevor wir anfangen, vergesst nicht zu liken und zu abonnieren, wenn Sie die Personalpronomen lernen wollen. Aber wenn Sie das schon gemacht habt, dann brauchen Sie das nicht zu machen. Okay, danke schön. So, Personalpronomen. Was sind sie? Die Pronomen ersetzen ein bereits genanntes Substantiv. Was bedeutet das auf Englisch? The pronouns replace a noun. That's exactly that has already been used. And what are the uses of a pronoun? Pronouns are for decreasing the boredom of repeating oneself within a sentence. Instead of saying the word every time, it becomes a bit irritating. So to prevent that irritation, you can use a pronoun instead. So what are these pronouns? Here's my pronouns in ich, mich, mir, du, dich, dir, er, ihn, ihm, sie, ihr, es, ihm, man, einen, einem, wir, uns, ihr, euch, sie, ihnen, and sie, in the polite form. I advise you, if you just take a screenshot of that, because it's very handy having that on your phone. The nominative, as you know, is the doer of the verb. So all of these you'll see alongside a verb, they're doers. Ich spiele, ich habe, du hast, sie liest, all those verbs. These are all doers of the verbs here, and they're all in the nominative, the subject of the sentence. Now over here, we have the accusative, and these what's referred to as the direct object. In other words, the receiver. So you see me. Who do you see? You see me. So me is in the accusative. This accusative can also be used after certain prepositions, which we have dealt with in previous videos. Take a look at them. There's a whole playlist at this moment in time. And then you have the dative, which is referred to as the indirect object. Mir literally means to me, and dir to you, ihm to him, etc. So it's the indirect, because the word to makes it indirect, but also after certain prepositions. And you really need to know these prepositions. So check those videos out again. We have the three ways of saying it, sie, and es, because der Rock, die Bluse, das Hemd need to be replaced by pronouns. So you replace a masculine noun with a masculine pronoun. So der Rock ist schön, ist schön, die Bluse ist schön, sie ist schön, das Hemd ist schön, es ist schön. So you can see I've replaced the noun by a pronoun, and I've replaced it with a pronoun which matches the noun. Because if it's der Rock, the skirt, it's masculine, believe it or not, and then I replace it with a masculine pronoun. Die Bluse, the blouse, feminine, and I replace it with a feminine pronoun. Sie, das Hemd, is neuter, so I replace it with a neuter pronoun. Es. I mean, I've done a whole video on es, so maybe you should check that one out too some stage. Care must be taken with the accusative direct object and with the pronouns in the accusative direct object. For example, ich kaufe den Rock. So I want to be able to put den Rock into a pronoun instead of repeating myself again. So let's say ich kaufe ihn. Now noticing that I have an N here, the same way I have an N here. Because remember, the masculine accusative is the only one that changes. The feminine and the neutral accusative don't change. As you can see here, ich kaufe die Bluse, ich kaufe sie, ich kaufe das Kleid, ich kaufe es. Ich kaufe die Kleider für die Kinder, ich kaufe die Kleider für die Kinder, ich kaufe die Kleider für sie. And you see the preposition für takes the accusative case. So that's what you really have to watch out in exams, are there any prepositions and what case do they take? And then, but the polite form, brauchen Sie Tee? Frau Braun, do you need tea? Ich kann Tee für Sie kaufen. I can buy tea for you. And you can see again, the für taking the accusative. If I was talking about Herr Brown, Mr. Brown, Herr Brown, I would still say für Sie, because that's for you. A lot of people get that mixed up. Dative then, more care needed here, especially with prepositions. So you really need to, I will refer to as sometimes prepositions can be like in an exam situation, if you're not well practiced, snakes in the grass, because they're there, and if you don't see them and you misinterpret them, it can make your exam result look a bit different than you would have hoped. And then you have verbs that take the dative. Watch out for those particularly, like geben, schenken, gehören. Another one is sagen, but gehören this and helfen, that's another one. Again, I'll add those in, sagen, just in case you might need them. Sagen, helfen, they all take the dative case of the person, for example. Who helfen, for example, I help him, the him will be in the dative case because it's jemandem helfen. Now, I have done a complete video on that. Check it out on my playlist. Be careful of those particularly, and they're very fond. The examiners are very fond of putting in helfen, sagen, and gehören, geben, and schenken. So watch out for them. Here's my examples. Ich spiele mit dem Hund. Ich spiele mit ihm. Ich spiele mit der Katze. Ich spiele mit ihr. Ich spiele mit dem Kaninchen. Ich spiele mit ihm. So noticing the M here and the M here, the R here and the R here, the M here and the M here. Remember that the dative case has M, R and M, dem, der, dem. And then in the plural, remember it has N. And in this case, it'll be ihnen. Now we have an Übung. So, wo ist der Bleistift? Wo ist der Bleistift? Then I'd write down, wo ist er? I'm using er because, why? Why would you think I'm using er? First of all, Bleistift is masculine. And it's also singular. Wo ist der Anorak? Wo ist er? Wo ist er? Masculine. Wo ist die Zeitung? Ich kann die Zeitung nicht finden. Wo ist sie? Ich kann sie nicht finden. Where is it? I can't find it. Where is it? I can't find it. So I'm not repeating the word Zeitung again. Wo bleibt das Heft? Ich kann das Heft nicht finden. Wo bleibt es? Ich kann es nicht finden. Where is it? I can't find it. Instead of saying Heft again, I'm having it. And it, this time, is neuter. This one here is neuter accusative. Why? Ich is here. Ich kann das Heft nicht finden, das neuter accusative. Ich kann die Zeitung nicht finden, kann sie nicht finden, there's feminine accusative. For example, the masculine one, we are called wo ist der? And then ich kann ihn nicht finden. Ihn, because it's masculine accusative. Interesting, isn't it? But your masculine accusative, always ends in N. Feminine remains the same as its nominative, and the neuter remains the same as its nominative. That's quite handy. Now, what about this one here? Wo sind die Socken? Ich kann die Socken nicht finden. So again, wo sind sie? Wo sind sie? Where are they? Wo sind sie? And then, because of ich, then die Socken becomes the plural accusative. Ich kann sie nicht finden. And now the next one. Das Geschenk ist für Otto. Replace das Geschenk. Es ist für, and then Otto is a boy, so ihn. Es ist für ihn. Then die Bücher is plural. Die Bücher sind für. And then ihr means you, but we have, because of für, I have to find the accusative of the you, which is euch. So, sie sind für euch. Now, next one. Der Gast wohnt bei, and then we have to find the wir here is in the nominative case, and because of bei, I have to put that into the dative because by takes the dative. And they are gassed. If I don't want to repeat, they're gassed again. I can use wir wohnt bei uns. In number 9 here, die Lehrerin hilft den Kindern. Okay, so then we have sie hilft, and den Kindern is in the dative plural, so we have to have a dative plural pronoun. So here we have it, ihnen. That's a bit more difficult. And the last one here, Peter, so that would be geht ohne. Now ohne, as we learned before, takes the accusative. So then ich is here is the nominative, so I have to change ich to the accusative, which is mich ins Kino. We got so far. I found this in an exam paper, so I thought that might be a note to some people. And in this exam paper, they were looking to change the underlying words in, or to say whether they were singular or plural, and whether they were nominative, accusative, or dative. So singular or plural, nominative, accusative, or dative. Die junge Frau lud uns nach meiner Rückkehr zum Essen ein. So uns, first of all, it's the accusative of wir. So they invited us. Who did they invite? They invited us. So uns is plural. And is it nominative or accusative or a dative? It has to be accusative. But it's the accusative of wir, uns. Now, as I always say, you're never nervous, or too nervous anyway, if you have prepared well. And if you know your pronouns, you know your prepositions, and if you know your cases, well, you have no need to worry. You only have to worry if you didn't do any work. Here we have an M that tells me a whole story. M tells me it's dative, because remember M or M. M in the dative case, so that tells me it's dative and it's singular. Dative singular. There you have M, dative. Sprach schlecht Arabisch und hatte einen furchtbaren Akzent. Sprach schlecht Arabisch. So is attached to the verb sprach. He spoke Arabic badly. Und hatte einen furchtbaren Akzent. And this was attached to a reading comprehension. So then we have which is singular, obviously. So we put down singular. And it's nominative. Singular, nominative. So there we have that one. And the last one here. In kurzer Zeit, in a short space of time, machte ich gewaltige Fortschritte. I made great progress. So ich is obviously singular, and it's obviously nominative. So that's it. That's as far as we're going to go today. Das wäre es für heute. In the next video, I'm going to be talking about positioning of your pronouns in the accusative and the dative, and when there's a mixture of nouns and pronouns. That's for another video. It's a big task to learn. But the first part 1, is this one here, whereby you're going to learn about pronouns themselves. So I hope you enjoyed my video, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you have learned something from it, if you haven't already done so. And for those of you who have already subscribed to my channel, thank you very much. I much appreciate it. And those who are thinking of joining my channel or subscribing to my channel, don't hesitate. You will learn a lot. Okay, tschüss. Bis zum nächsten Mal beim German Made Easy from Scratch.